Hey, friend.
What's up, bitch?
Welcome back to our podcast.
Do it all.
And we want to give a special thanks to all of our supporters. We truly appreciate it. Like, we got so much in store for y'all for 2024. We going up.
I can't wait. We chewed that last episode up. What up? Let's get it.
Okay, so today we gonna be getting into the topic of boundaries. So, like, what's tea, friend? Like, what you feel like crossing a boundary is?
Bitch, we cross them every day, so let's tap into it.
Okay, so do you feel like you give your partner more leverage than your friends when it comes to boundaries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's my man. Like, we be like, like...
That's sad. All of us women are is like that though. Like,
I just feel like this the man I lay down with, this the man that I do this with. Like, that's really my partner. Like, I'm really in love with you. So I'm gonna let you cross me a little bit more than I would my friend. It might sound bad, but it's just the truth. I feel like all of us females give our men more grace than we do our friends. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
That's true. Everybody does that.
Oh, bitch, you'll fall out with me behind your nigga in this. No, I don't stand a chance when it come to yours.
Right. But it's not even, I don't know. I feel like that junk, it's such a thin line. Cause it's like, the first thing females be like is like, yo, you will fall out with me, but you would take that nigga back 100 times.
Are you saying me when you say females? Because I tell you that
said
all the time.
But
so at me.
Like everybody, like, period. Like, that's a thing. Like, even on social media for our
But what is boundary with your man, though? What's a boundary you got with your man or your men in the past? Like, what's a boundary?
Like, when niggas cheat on us, bitch, they crossing a boundary.
Well, bitch, I don't really think that's a boundary. I think that's just common sense. But a boundary is like, you know not to say this, you know not to say
or
that.
Like, right. Don't trigger me. Don't mention something.
Right.
For example, like, if I told you I got raped, nigga, we get in an argument. Don't be talking about that's why your stepfather raped you. Like,
yeah. And I feel like that be the main boundaries with men. Like, when you open up to a man, I feel like your past triggers, he'll be throwing in your face. Like, you'll tell a nigga, oh, my ex used to beat me up. I see why that nigga was whooping your ass, bitch.
Right.
Like, that's a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell me, oh, bitch, I see why that nigga was whooping your ass, I'm more liable to fall out with you than I am my man. It only take him flowers and a block call to get me back. It's gonna take you a hell of a lot to get me back to be your friend.
Right. And honestly, ladies, we all do it, including myself. But it's like, dang. When you think
they don't play about hers. I swear to God.
It's so fucked up though, because like we would really fall out with a friend before a nigga, and I feel like us women do need to do better as that in that aspect.
Yeah, holding men more accountable. I feel like we do need to do that.
And mending
but I feel like it's just harder a little bit to hold men accountable. Your friend can't have sex with you, eat it good, do rose petals, like, and really get your mind going.
I feel like you have more of a standard or more of a expectation for a friend, because it's like, all right, I might get a new nigga tomorrow, but bitch, you my best friend, you my sister, like, you supposed to just know better.
Yeah. Like, as women, we think, well, you supposed to know this. I don't have to say this, bitch, you knew. We both females, like, why would you try to trigger me like that? Niggas don't be knowing. Niggas would be like, what's a trigger? You gotta tell a nigga what a trigger is. You gotta explain to a nigga, this is PTSD. Like, you gotta really explain to a nigga.
Might not care, so it's just like, really.
So why do you feel like it's important to have boundaries? Like, why do you think that that's a thing?
I feel like it avoids like confrontation, issues, problems. Like, with no boundaries, then anything is liable to be said or taken place, and then it's like, you know, especially like with friends. As friends, you gotta have boundaries. But
are we setting boundaries as before, like, we become friends? Like, if me and you are saying right now, me and you are gonna establish being friends, this is my boundary. If you get in a relationship, do you say this is my boundary, or do something gotta pop?
I feel like as you go on and certain situations happen, it's like, okay, this is my boundary. But
I feel like sometimes you don't have to say certain things because you're actively that person's friend or partner, and you see something happen to that person and you're like, oh my God, like that was a traumatizing situation for them. I'm not even gonna cross that line because I see what it did to them.
But you even say you feel like when it comes to like me and you feel like we both just know.
Yeah, I feel like my biggest trigger is Mang. Like, I feel like that. I don't have to explain to you like anything.
And I don't feel like I've ever triggered you in a way when it comes, like, ever in life. Like, I feel like it's certain things we just know that, like...
I feel like even if you have a question or you want to bring up a memory or an example, and an example might even be a little sour, you're going to start the sentence off with, I'm not trying to hurt or upset you.
Always. I literally do that.
I just want to bring up this time when blah, blah, blah happened. You're setting the tone like, listen, I know this might rub you the wrong way if I just say it to you.
Yeah, because bitch, you a firecracker.
And about
like
that
earlier today when I said, oh yeah, such and such about me. You talk about, don't mention it. You know what? Okay. Yeah, so it really just depends for real.
But I feel like certain people don't respect that. Like, they'll be like, oh, you never told me that bothered you. And you'll be like, but bitch, why did I have to? You seen me go through that. Why do I have to explain to you that that's a soft spot?
It be, you know what? And I want to touch on this too. For example, like, say if your friend got like herpes, right? This is a horrible example.
Oh, wow.
But I'm going to use it.
Okay.
And then you go on Facebook and you make a status about people that got herpes. Is that crossing a boundary? Or, because at the end of the day, aside from you being my friend, I still feel this way about people with herpes. So it's a thin line because you want to show respect to your friend that got herpes.
But if I'm your everyday friend and that's my situation, if I see you on the net talking about that situation, bitch, I feel like you're throwing shade. Bitch, I feel like you being funny. And now when me and you are in private conversation, I don't want to come talk to you about it. I just seen what you said to Facebook.
Right.
If I'm going through a breakup or whatever, and now I'm subbing bitches that's going through breakups and you got something to say, if you make a post about somebody who just lost they man or whatever, like, why are you doing that? Because now I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to confide in you. You didn't even have to be talking or thinking about me. But bitch, I'm your everyday friend. Like,
and I 100% get that. But it also be like,
you can feel how you feel, but why are you telling the net? Because you just told Facebook I'm a nasty ass bitch for having this STD. Then you get on the phone with me. Bitch, it's okay.
But it's also like, I can't do those friends that take everything personal. Like, if I'm on social media, like I have a little sister or whatever, and she was saying how she be on social media saying like cutting people off, da-da-da-da. And one of her friends thought that she was talking about them, but in real life, she talking about her nigga. So it's like,
no,
why
it has been a bunch of
about you and I'm talking about my boyfriend. We just
it's been a lot of situations that I've been in where I'm literally not talking about the person who thinks I'm talking.
Want you to be talking.
Wanting you to, right? But when it comes something very specific,
right?
Please stop saying you're talking in general, bitch. You're talking about me,
right?
Some things are a little too obvious,
right?
And other things, people just want it to be about them. Everything is not about you. You're not my only friend. You're not the only person I think of. When I wrote this at 7:24 a.m., bitch, you wasn't on my mind. It wasn't about you.
And it's just funny though, because it was many times I might see you tweet or whatever and say X, Y, and Z, but I don't never be in my mind like, is she talking about me?
No, because then I will call you and say, oh, this bitch had me fun. And then you'll be like, oh, that's what your tweet was about? Yeah, it's not about you.
Right. And I feel like a lot of women need to do better with that. Like, stop thinking your friend, your cousin, your sister, whoever is just talking about you on social media. Like, girl,
but let's
be going through shit outside of friendships.
Let's normalize asking a motherfucker who this about.
Right.
Before you cut me off, block me.
Do you feel like we do a good job at speaking up how we feel in our friendship?
Yes. Yes. And it might be a little too harsh at times, but yes, I do.
Yeah, you don't feel like we ever just let some shit ride.
No.
Like, it's like,
I don't feel like there's anything you think of me that I haven't heard you say, and I don't think you could say it's anything I feel about you that I haven't said.
Right.
If I feel like you're tweeting and that shit seem a little too close to me, bitch, who this for?
Right. So I feel like we kind of got into it. Like, who do you feel like we take back more, our partners or our friends? Like, or why do we do that?
Well, I feel like I took you back as much times as I took my niggas back. Name a nigga that got more chances than you.
No, right. I feel like I'm really forgiving. And I feel like you're a little more stern than me, but I feel like even Gemini.
Oh, you'll forgive anything.
Yeah, I feel like
you're going to heaven. You got to.
I feel like even with you, like, I feel like a motherfucker could burn you, but I feel like they keep trying and they get you to understand and they apologize and they talk to you. You be like, I fuck with you, but not that much. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's just us Geminis in general. Like, I feel like we're forgiving people.
I feel like you need one conversation and then a bitch could be back in your good grade. It just take a conversation with you. For me, I want you to show a little, like, I'm going to make you show it.
In a friend aspect, how would you make them show it?
Me? You would have to, like, really, like, put oil... What the fuck is this face, bitch?
I'm thinking about your old friend, girl. You cut that bitch off. You ain't give her. She trying to pull up to your new crib. You talking about that bitch ain't knowing where I lay my fucking head. I said, oh wow, she's just trying to kick it with you. Oh, that bitch asked for my addy. She want me dead. Oh wow,
that's really shant. If you know me, you know me. But the thing is,
make up with a bitch like you. I swear to God.
My thing is, see, now that you're putting me on Front Street, asking me like, what do it take for a friend to make up? I feel like every situation is different. Like when me and you fell out, all it took was that
a conversation.
It took me to be in the same vicinities as you or whatever. But like certain people, like when you cross that line, I need different behavior. Like I need you to like, even if we do have a conversation, I need to hear something you never said before. Like, I really need you to show me. Some people, like, when they show you for real who the fuck they are, it's hard to believe you're anything else. It's like, I never, like, me and you fall out. I never thought you would go as far as, like, harming me or doing anything to snake me. I just felt like you wasn't my friend. If you would
shoot me as my friend, like, that's a friendship that should be dead.
Right. And I feel like with other people, it's just like, nah, bitch, I believe you would snake me that hard. So it's like, you gotta go the extra fucking mile to show me you wouldn't do me that way. Because every time I look around, you're burning me. You're doing me wrong. You gotta come a little hard like a nigga. Email me, nigga. Yeah. Call my job phone. You gotta do something.
Villains, you're my best friend right here, man. I'm not emailing on a chat.
Oh no, I don't think a bitch like you is emailing me. Do I think you would email that nigga? Yes, friend. I think you love all your niggas more than me.
I love her more than all my niggas, and I'm sorry. I do.
Why would you lie to everybody in the United States?
Except for one nigga.
Which one?
My 6-year nigga. To act like you don't know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to build up the courage to say, so there's not no other nigga that you feel like you love more than me.
No.
Okay. You feel like I love a nigga more than you?
Your baby father.
I love everybody more than him. That motherfucking mother I love more than him. My mother don't stand a chance.
I think you might love a motherfucker like me, but I feel like if like, when it comes to shit like that, I don't think you would pick a side. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you would see in that situation, it'll be like whoever is right and whoever is wrong. But I feel like when it comes to me, you know, and when it comes to my 6-year nigga, feel me, you know, it be different. It's different levels, you know? But it's
so if me and your 6-year dude, if let's say we all was out drinking or whatever, and he was like, Sean, you a drunk bitch. And I'm like, you a suck ass nigga. And I'm like, now we're arguing or whatever. Are you picking a side or are you saying we're both wrong?
Well, that's the thing. He's wrong because he started it. But
you know how your friend is. I'm going to take it to hell.
It depends on how far you take it.
Now, let's say he called me a drunk bitch and I mush him in the face. Am I crossing a boundary?
But he called you a bitch. That's deep. Because if
I put my hands on him,
bitch, but then it's like you put your hands on.
But
him,
I put our hands on him.
Took it too far. So like
what? Because in that moment, once I mush a nigga in the face, it's only one or two things he's gonna do.
Right.
He's either gonna A, put his hands on me back, or B, dead the situation and tell you to pick a side.
With niggas that wouldn't knock us the fuck out and instead try to diffuse the situation, even if they mad like on some.
But if we did deal with them situations, like let's say that did happen and I mushed him and he mushed me back, and then it's really a situation like, where do you think your loyalty lies? This is like, your man and this is your best friend. I'm just
saying this because it's like I do love my nigga, whoever it may be at the time, but it's also like to put your hands on my friend. I feel like that's crazy as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even just saying that.
But then like me me as your friend. Like now, if I call my man,
and then now you
now I'm gonna call because you can't think that I'm gonna go head up with your nigga. Right. It's gonna be like bet.
But what is your perspective on that though? Are you of I'm riding with my nigga, or is it more so like, nigga, why the fuck would you just hit her? Like, this is my friend. Like,
I just can't even, like, I feel like if my nigga called you out your name and then you hit my nigga and then he felt the need to hit you back, I can't imagine. Like, I love you to death. I love my nigga to death, of course, but like I can't imagine you getting that out of character as a grown ass man, knowing you'll knock this bitch out in one hit. You're gonna hit
That's
my friend.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, bitch, don't touch my nigga, but also as a man to really knock my friend out, you're wilding.
I feel like I expect him to grab me, get this bitch.
Yeah,
this bitch dead to me or something.
9 times out of 10, anybody your
push
friend
her
deal with is bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even if it was to a situation like you hit your friend nigga or mush him or anything, he grabbed you up like, nigga, you wildin'. Like, we not even doing this. We not putting this person in a situation. Right. I would expect that more than
I would hate if it came to picking a side.
Right.
Because that is just like, I wouldn't know who to pick. I love y'all
One thing I can say about you though, I feel like you don't ever pick a side. Like when it comes to me, I feel like when I've been in many situations, like even with Ming, I feel like you don't ever pick a side though.
Yeah, no. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Like you're doing
That's what I'm saying.
Much.
It just really depends.
Right. Definitely. Do you think it's levels to boundaries?
Definitely. It's some shit where it's like, girl, don't mention that. You know I'm gonna get mad. But it's some shit where it's like, don't mention that. Like, for example, like, you know my situation, like with my grievance situation or whatever the case may be, like that situation, I feel like me and you both know, don't mention that shit.
Right.
Don't even touch. That's like the main thing. Like, that's a different level as to... You tell me you got BV and then tomorrow talk about your pussy stink. Like, to me, that's a boundary.
Wait, but you just said some shit though. What is the difference between joking and being shady with your friend and then a boundary? So if I told you yesterday I have BV and the coochie a little wolf and then the next morning you like, bitch, how your pussy doing? That shit stank. Is that a boundary or is that a little bit of shade? What's the difference? How do I know that I'm not allowed to say your coochie stank, bitch?
It's a thin line. It's a time and place. If we joking around, we laughing about some shit, and you be like, bitch, your balance off, or that pussy smell fishy, I might laugh. But bitch, if I'm already in a bad space, read the room. If you tell me my pussy stink, that's gonna turn me up. Like, you know, it's all about reading the room.
Like if you say you going to link a nigga and I'm like, with that stink ass pussy, bitch. Yeah, is that a boundary or is that we're still playing?
Well, at that point, it is me and your friendship. You're being dead ass. You just told me you got BV yesterday, friend. You going to link this nigga? So it's different with everybody, really. You know, right. That's what I genuinely think. But what do you think?
I feel like shade and boundaries, I feel like it's hand in hand the same thing. Because I feel like you could be saying some shady shit, but that's still a boundary for me. Like, why are you bringing that shit up? Like, that little jokey joke wasn't good for me in that moment. Like, because jokes is jokes. But every joke that has shade in it, you know you're crossing a little bit of a boundary. You know you're crossing a little bit of boundary. Like, you going through whatever you going through, and if I see you playing Rod Wave, and I'm like, bitch, what you about to kill yourself over that nigga? Right. That's a joke, but then that's a boundary.
Let me tap on something, right? So, I never spoke up about this. Right? Oh, wow. So, when I first started going through my breakup, I remember we on the phone, no bars, we killing this at this time. And we're on the phone. Now I done crossed the boundary. This is what I'm gonna say. It's funny because we going back and forth on the phone saying mwah mwah. And
oh my God, I said mwah, no nigga.
And you know what? When I was in that space,
bitch, I was playing.
No. This is what I'm about to say. And when I was in that space, I will usually get mad, but I can honestly say I didn't get mad. But I was thinking about it. Like, this bitch really said, mwah, no nigga, but I didn't take it personal. Yeah. So it's also about what you take personal. Like, I know you don't really mean, like, but you don't got no nigga. But it's also like, damn, that bitch really said that. She cleared me. But I let it go because I'm like, that bitch ate. Like, you get what I'm saying? Right. So it's all about...
Because that was just some chatty shit I was saying because you said your little hot shit. And I said, mwah, no nigga.
You ate, though.
But I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
But if you would have had came to me like at the end of the night and said, Shant, like that really was a bit too much for me. Like I'm not in a space for that. Me as a real bitch and as a real friend, I need to be able to say like, damn, friend, I'm sorry. I ain't even mean
like,
it.
Girl, I was playing.
I'm
right.
dead ass like it was no ill intent in that shit. That shit was a joke.
Not taking everything personal.
I feel like in our friendship, I'm probably the number one person that needs to say, don't take it personal. I feel like I take everything like. I feel like to joke with me, you got to be on my best side for me to be able to take a joke.
You might take something personal with me. I don't feel like.
You feel like I do a good joke? Like I could accept a joke, or do you feel like I'd be like, or you feel like with other people I'm just like,
I always tell you, I've probably said this on a podcast before. I feel like you definitely take things personal. I feel like something I say, I might could get away with it, but I feel like if somebody else say it, they might can't.
Yeah.
But it's all about how you feel about that person. Who you really feel like got ill intentions. Like you, I feel like, all right, my best friend really playing when she say that. But when this bitch say that, bitch, you ain't playing. So it's just like, you know.
You meant to hurt me.
Right. Do you call your friends? Who do you call out on a shit more? Your friends or your partner?
Nah, cause I feel like me and my nigga, like I can't really say like I call my friends out more. I feel like, you know, me and my dude, it's like, why the fuck you do this? Why the fuck you ain't call me? Why the fuck you ain't do this? Like a nigga, I cash my nigga 24/7. So I can't even say that I cash out bitches more. I feel like with that, it's definitely the dude.
Right. And it's crazy because normalized understanding, just because we don't check our men in front of you, don't mean we're not checking him. I don't have to call my man a piece of shit while you're on the phone for you to know that when we hang up the phone, why the fuck you talk to my friend like that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing X, Y, and Z?
I really got into a situation like that with Mang and my sister. Like years ago, like they had got into it and she felt like he disrespected her and I didn't check him. And I'm like, you don't even know the shit that I said to him behind closed doors in the crib, like, and me and him are now on eyes and we're not speaking because I chewed him the fuck up behind you. But I just didn't feel it as appropriate to have you linked in on that conversation.
Right.
Everything ain't like when it come to your partner, I don't have to have you 3-wayed in the phone and listening to me chew my nigga up though.
That's not.
But just know if I told you, I held you down, you gotta have all faith in me for our relationship to know that bitch ate him up. If I told you I ate.
Right. And
I don't even gotta exaggerate.
I think for 2024, and I really want like our viewers to like really understand this, like it go both ways. Like for our partners, just because you don't hear us defending you when our friends do say something or get out of line, don't mean we're not defending you.
Right, but everything is not for you to hear because now I'm inviting you to tag team my friend.
Or tag team my dude.
Right, because if you check your dude and I'm on the phone and you're tag teaming him about me, yeah, nigga, that's right. Da-da-da-da-da. Now it's a tag team thing. Nah, you don't even got to be a part of this. I'm going to eat on my own time, like, and you just gotta know that.
Right.
So how different is a relationship once boundaries are set? Do you feel like things be changing? Like, what do you think?
Definitely. And I'm gonna tap into a situation currently. Okay, so if we're friends, right? And every time we talk about a certain subject, a certain person, a certain situation, we're going neck to neck, neck to neck, neck to neck.
Yeah. Like we're arguing about it.
Right. Obviously, that don't need to be talked about if it's gonna trigger me or you. Period. So once we set that boundary, okay, we ain't gonna talk about this. We're gonna keep this off the table. And then you go and then you start saying, oh, well, I'm gonna move this way because we're keeping this off the table.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it that you want to change how you move because we keeping one thing off the table that we both know that both of us get triggered in some type of way, shape, way, or form? It's just to keep our relationship or our friendship afloat. Let's stop tapping into that.
Now that's a definition of a boundary. My boundary with you is...
But it changes the friendship or the relationship when that person starts saying, well, now I'm going to move like this. Now I'm gonna do this.
Well, sometimes I feel like it's just kind of like, let's say I'm a rape victim and I keep coming to you as a friend, like, this happened to me, and I feel like the advice you're giving me or the way you come at me is not sensitive, or you're just not understanding where I'm coming from. And I'm like, listen, you never got raped before and you're not really giving me the advice I need. Let's just take that off the table in our friendship. I don't want to talk about that situation, but we could talk about everything else. Cause like for that, I feel like we keep going at each other because you don't feel me when it comes to that. I feel like it's like, damn, you should be able to talk about your friend with anything. If y'all are real friends, it should be, I don't have to go through what you go through for me to be able to give you advice and to understand your hurting. I shouldn't have to know exactly your pain because you don't even have a baby father. You don't have a kid. You never had a boyfriend that passed away. But when mine passed away or whatever, I never looked at you like, you just don't get it. Mm-hmm. You never didn't sympathize with me. Like, you cried tears with me. You told me like you knew what I was going through. You felt my pain. Like, but with certain people, it's just like you have to cut it off because it's like, I don't even want this to make us fall out. I don't want this to end our friendship.
And that's showing I care about you.
Is it mature, or is it let me look at our friendship in a different light? Because why can't I come to you about 360 of what I'm going through? Why do I have to hide behind how I feel to not argue with you?
Right.
Like if you bring it to your dude, if you got a situation, you feel like you never could come to your nigga about it. Like, you my man, you who I lay down with. Why am I not able to talk to you about this?
Right.
Because I don't want to trigger you because you're going to say some shit to me. And I don't want to, like, what is our relationship? That's when I feel like the other person start feeling like, I don't want to open up to you then. Like, well, now I'm going to carry you different because you start looking at the relationship different. How good of friends are we if the only way we relate to each other is if I literally been in the situation?
And it's all about conversations. It depends. If I keep telling you X, Y, and Z, and then we have a conversation about it, and you're like, I get it, but it keeps happening, it keeps happening, it keeps happening. What position does that put me in, or people in general? If I keep talking to you about something, and every time this something comes up, it's the same results. We have to do something differently.
It's just knowing that you can't expect me to move off of your advice. Understand that every time I come to you, it's not because I need you to change my situation. I just need somebody on my side.
And listen.
I need somebody to hear me out. Mm-hmm. I need somebody to get my rocks off to. I need somebody to tell me in the moment what I should do. But when I go to bed at night, I might answer the phone for that person again. I might be with that person again. But I know you're not judging me for it when I pick up the phone and tell you, yeah, I'm back with him.
Right.
You shouldn't take it so personal to the point where it's like, bitch, don't tell me shit else. Like, he did this to you, he did that to you. Like, I don't get that deep into my friend's shit or whatever. Like,
I definitely don't.
Would never. Like, I don't get that deep.
Girl, you and Ming in particular, because that was like a very long relationship for you. Y'all done took me through so many highs, so many lows, and you just really learn, like, you can't take stuff personal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if you feel X, Y, and Z, you could speak on it sometimes don't speak on it. Right. Nobody wants to go to their friend and always hear, that nigga did X, Y, and Z. Bro, you don't gotta tell me what a motherfucker did to me. Like, we be delusional, but we know what the fuck be going on. So it's like, it's all about like time and place and just delivery and knowing what to say and when to say it.
And if you know that I'm already battling through like a heartbreak, or like I'm struggling with figuring out that this person is not the best for me, you don't need to keep kicking me while I'm down or making me feel like I'm less of a woman because I took him back. Just let me go through what I gotta go through. Let life show me that lesson, but just I gotta know that you rocking with me regardless.
Right. And I don't want you to ever feel like, damn, this puts a stint in our relationship because we're not gonna talk about this.
But once I feel like and that's where I said it feel like it kind of questions the relationship and it gets a little corny, because if I'm going through some shit with my dude and I can't call you and you my best friend because you hate this nigga so much, and I'm really going through real life shit and I want to call my friend, but I can't call you because I already know the boundaries we set on that. I don't want a boundary on what I could talk to you about if you're really my friend.
Right.
It's going to be shit that I go through that you absolutely
even
look
if
at
it's
me.
something good. And I call you and say, oh, this motherfucker got me flowers in the car. I don't want to hear, but he punched you in the eye 3 days ago. Bro, no, I don't like.
At
no
the end
woman
of the day,
can tell me they want to hear that in that moment, and don't think you're being more of a real friend by saying that.
Right. I feel like I'm the type of friend, I just take the moments for the moments.
Right.
And I feel like I'm like that now more than when Meng was alive. I feel like I'm more so like take it for what it is in the moment.
Right.
Because I'm just living off of moments.
Right.
You can't really live on what happened a few days ago. Just take the moment for what it is. Like, and just grasp in that moment. And I just give advice based off of what's going on right now.
Right.
I try not to think about what happened 2 days ago, a week ago, a month ago, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be cool with nobody.
Right.
A week ago, you pissed me the fuck off.
Right.
But if you showed up to my crib with flowers and motherfucking rice on fire, goddamn, like, look at my best friend.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about that old shit?
And you know what? Just like us friends, when you really friends with a person, you go through so many emotions with your friend. Like 1 minute you might feel like, damn friend, y'all done. Damn friend, y'all gonna be back together. Damn friend.
No, we go through the emotions with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it does get confusing. And when you love your friend too, I can understand how different it hit for you.
But I feel like, you know, like me and you, I feel like me and you are very much best friends. So like when you're hurting, I really get mad. Like, I really get to the point where, like, I'm mad. You beef with a bitch, Nene, you're still on an arguing level. I'm going to beat her up when I see her.
Me and you have hit a spot in our friendship where you was like, I'm just not telling you about me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Everybody goes through that moment where it's like, yo, this nigga's pissing me off of my friend. But you always end up coming back around. But it's like when you just, like, you just don't fuck with a nigga for your friend and just be that. But I think it depends on what type of person you are. Like I said, I think me and you as best friends, we take things personal, but we also know when it's like
to chill out.
Right.
Everybody's not like that. But are they wrong?
I don't want to say wrong.
Right. I don't think wrong, but I just feel like knowing when to fold them, knowing when to roll them.
Right. Is there any coming back from situations once boundaries are crossed?
I feel like it depends really what boundaries are crossed. Because there's so many people that I don't no longer talk to because I feel like you did too fucking much and now you're dead to me. You can't come back around here.
Right.
Like my old best friend, like you really just can't come back around here. And it hurts me because I be like trying to think of ways like how we could reconcile. But I don't think there's a way that we could. Because it's like, what the fuck are you going to say to make me feel like you really my friend or you really got my back? Like once certain lines are crossed, it kind of puts an ill taste in my mouth about you. And I don't want to be friends with nobody that I'm like side-eyeing.
Agreed. I feel like once certain it's funny because like my old best friend, when I look back at the situation, it's just so like, why did we fall out? Like, why did we fall out? Basically over a situation that's really don't have shit to do with me for real. Like it's all about you and what you have going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did we fall out? But it really be about how a person move after y'all fall out. You know what I'm saying? Because now we not talking and then you making it seem like we was never really friends or I was the worst friend ever or you feel like I always move this way. Then it becomes deeper than what it originally was. So I wouldn't even say that boundary got so crossed that there's no coming back. But once you let time pass in a friendship.
I feel like time is a boundary.
Like
time is a boundary.
Time pass when we stop talking, but like
it wasn't so much time that it's like I can't even catch up with you and I don't even know the new you. Because I feel like every time me and you became cool again, it wasn't that much catching up to do to the point where it's like I don't even know you.
And it's funny because I feel that way about my best friend. Like I just feel like
because like if you come to me now, like if my old best friend come to me right now. and try to be best friends again, I'm not that girl you knew 5-something years ago. Like, that's not me. The same shit that used to make me jump don't make me jump no more. The same shit that used to turn me on don't turn me on no more. The same shit that I look at as a lit night is not lit to me no more. Like, I done been through so much shit, girl. I'm not that girl you used to know. You got to get to know me. Now it's like the first date.
Right.
That's a boundary.
And I just don't have that energy in my life, period, to
I definitely don't got it in me. If you ain't with me right now, you'll never be. And that's how the fuck I feel. I swear to God. I can't go back 6 years and dig bitches out the grave. I can't even
catch you up. It's too fucking much.
Where do I start?
Yo, so much has happened in 2024.
And it's been 2024 for 2 minutes. My life has gone through 35 different motherfucking episodes in 2024, and it's been 2024 for 2 months, and not even 2 full months. Bitch, and you think we want to talk years of this shit? Nah, if you're not with me right now, you never will be. And that's just, it is what it is.
But for 2024, though, we do got to start, I want to speak on, like, partners. Like, we need to start really... We got to put them boundaries in place for these niggas. Like, niggas need to know. It comes to a point in time in everybody's lives when a nigga needs to know, don't play with me. Like, I swear to God, I feel like that's to this year.
And I feel like another thing I want to work on, like, if I'm going to forgive that nigga in 2 minutes, I genuinely want to let go of how I'm mad about my friend for 2 minutes. Like,
friend, family, whatever.
Whoever. Right. And just pick up the phone and say, listen, like, yo, you got me fucked up. Like, could we talk? But talk, though. It don't got to be a fight. It don't got to be screaming. It don't got to be yelling. Could we talk?
I need to work on that, though. Because I start just getting, like, a little mad.
Nene, you cut people off. You don't talk. You shut down.
When I do that with you. When I say I'm not talking about this, you just know I'm not dealing. It's a defense mechanism because it's like it's more of a I don't want it to go left. I don't want it to go deeper than whatever it.
But really sometimes, is. Like I want in 2024, let it go left with us.
No,
but let it go left, bitch, and let's be like, put your fucking eggs on the table with me, bitch. What you gonna do? Beat me the fuck up about it? Even if we gotta go to the backyard and get it on. That's how I grew up. You gonna get it on and we gonna be cool.
Right.
If we gotta put on the boxing gloves and sort aside our differences, if I know we're gonna shake hands on the end and we're gonna be cool, I'm willing to go that extent with you. If I know this is what's gonna save my friendship, this is what I need to let my roster off. If I gotta call you a stupid fucking bitch to get my point across in that moment, and we are telling each other we're still gonna be friends, let it be that. But if we can't be that, and we're going to just be walking on eggshells in our friendships, we're never going to have an authentic friendship. I want to be real ass friends. Like, this is my blood ass sister. Like, I want that type of bond. Like, it ain't shit we can't get through.
Right.
We done been through that. It ain't shit this bitch could say to me like, all right, Nene, you said that shit, I'm going to call you in the morning. I don't want it to be, I said this now, I haven't heard from you in 4 days. And you on Twitter talking about, bitches can't sit with me. Mwah.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
We have that understanding to a certain extent. We might aggravate each other, even on the phone there in 30 minutes. It's let go.
So you feel like you would get in the boxing ring with me right now?
Right now, you're not really aggravating me that much.
I was gonna say because you're not either. So if you would have said I would have just got up. I'm like, oh wow, bitch.
Like lately, I feel like
we've been cool.
Fine.
Yeah, I haven't really been annoyed with you lately.
Yeah, I feel like anytime you're going through something, you're not annoyed with me. It's weird though. Like, you know, like I feel like in your toughest moments, we're always cool though. That's probably why we're like best friends.
You feel like when I'm shining, I'm lashing out on you?
No. It's here and there. Like, if I had to say out of 100%, I feel like 20% of our friendship is like 80% good. And I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
In real life, like, because we both be going through shit. I wouldn't even really say 20%, probably like 15%. We don't really, it'd be like every 6 months or so, like, it'll be something major, if that. But
like a big beef.
Yeah, it don't be like nothing for real. It'd be stupid. Like, we just know each other.
Yeah.
Right.
So we feel like we could sit here and say, like, if boundaries are crossed or whatever. We gonna call each other and let us know.
Girl, yes. How could best friends have... Girl, we talk about everything and everybody. Yeah, I just think we know each other, bro. I'm not even just saying this for the views or the comments. I really feel like me and Shant just have that relationship where it's like, I don't feel like it was ever a situation where I feel like this bitch blew it. Like she crossed the fucking line.
No, I don't feel like you ever said no shit to me where it was like, let me get my motherfucking Timbs on. Like, this bitch said this to me.
I think one time we both was about to fight. But this was deeper. It was like about like we both lost somebody. That's like really the only time.
Yeah.
That one time where it
but
was
I still feel like it really didn't have a lot to do with us.
Mm-hmm.
It was situational circumstances that we didn't agree with or whatever the case may be, but I don't think it was us.
Right.
And I feel like that's the reason we're still friends behind that situation, because we didn't do nothing to each other.
Right.
It just was the circumstances, the unfortunate shit that happened that we didn't agree to.
Right.
But we still became friends.
Yeah.
Or stay friends. Yeah, I mean, stay friends. Yeah.
Right.
So, bitch, threw it all. Threw it all